Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video here on the Pokecentral Network, episode number 57. Today, we're going to be doing how to train your Scizor, and we are actually going to be doing Mega Scizor. So before we go out and start trying to find ourselves a wild Scyther, I want to go ahead and say a couple of things. Number one, there is currently a 40% off sale network-wide here on the Pokecentral Network. If you want to take advantage of that, it is actually going to be ending tonight at midnight. So if you're watching this video within a few hours of it being posted, the sale might still be going on, but at midnight tonight, it'll be done, and I'm not entirely sure when the next sale will occur. So if you want to check out the store, buy.pokecentral.org, you can go ahead and do so. Number two is that the Halloween contest will actually be ending at the same time tonight at midnight. So if you have any submissions, if you've been working on any textures for that Halloween contest texture submission contest, I totally messed up that wording, but if you have any submissions for the contest, make sure you have them in by midnight tonight. There will probably be a couple of hours of a little wiggle room there because everybody's in different time zones, but just try to get them in as soon as possible because otherwise you might be too late. So I don't do this enough, but I did just vote on the server. I miss a lot of days just because I kind of forget, but if you do vote on the server every single day, you'll get 6 vote keys if you vote on all 6 links. You can do that by just typing /vote in chat, and it will actually go ahead and show you all of the different links that you can vote on. And if you do that, not only will you get these 6 vote keys, which are awesome, and I'll go ahead and open those up, you also get 6 vote points per day. So if you talk to this NPC here, maybe, hello? For some reason, he doesn't seem to be working. But we can do /vote shop. I know you guys have access to that command. Not entirely sure why the NPC is not functioning right now. I'll go ahead and look into that. But you can see here we have 112 vote points. You get 6 a day because you get 1 per link. And you can go ahead and actually buy yourself clue scrolls with those points. And then on top of that, every single time you open up one of these crates, you get 50 claim blocks, and you also get a random item, which can be anything from a couple of Vulture Balls all the way up to a Master Ball or a rare crate key. And you can also get a ton of really, really good TMs. So from those 6 keys, which is just 1 day's worth, we got 300 claim blocks, 6 vote points, which we can use towards keys, and we also got, we got 6 Ultra Balls, 1 Experience All, 1 Earthquake TM, which goes for like 24,000 coins in the shop, and then a rare candy. We got a ton of really, really good stuff. And you can definitely get a lot better than this. Like, we got 3 pretty bad rolls with the Ultra Balls, but if you get lucky, you can get some really, really cool stuff. I've gotten a couple of Master Balls before. All right, so we're on the lookout for a wild Scyther so that we can actually start breeding with our Ditto. I don't see one currently. I know they spawn during the day, during the night, or no, during the day, the dawn, the dusk, I believe, is their only spawn times. They don't spawn during the night. There is a wild Talonflame here, which looks pretty awesome. I really like seeing some of the more rare Pokemon. Ever since we did the changes to the spawn rates from what they used to be pretty bad, and that certain Pokemon would have like a one rarity, where other Pokemon would have 300. And so you just never really saw them, but we changed it. Now you see some really cool Pokemon occasionally, and it makes things feel a whole lot cooler here on the server. There's actually a Vulpix here. Ninetales is a really cool Pokemon. I think I'm going to do a How to Train Your Ninetales pretty soon. Ooh, Arcanine's another one. That's really cool. So in terms of biomes, you can get them from all of the different savanna biomes, the savanna plateau, all of those different ones. You can get them also in the jungle biome, which we do have a jungle biome over here. I don't know which one's going to be better to look for a Scyther in. I feel like I've seen more in the jungle than I have in the savannah, so it kind of just has to do with the other Pokemon that spawn in the jungle during those times and the other Pokemon that spawn in the savannah during those times. I think there's a lot more super common Pokemon in the savannah than there is in the jungle, but we'll see. I think I'm going to hang out around here. Hopefully one will spawn in. It is actually kind of turning to night very soon, so we're not going to have much luck at that point, but for now, try and keep an eye out. I should probably just turn on /fly, make things a lot easier. So unfortunately, no Scyther spawned in during the day. It's now nighttime, which means they cannot spawn until it turns to dawn. But we did have the Shadow Scizor sitting in our PC from back at the beginning of this series. And you know what? Other than the eyes look a little bit really messed up. I think they're on backwards. I think they were meant to be the other way. That's awkward. Other than that, though, it does look pretty cool. So I'll probably try to get that texture fixed once we add in all of the new Halloween textures. I can just go ahead and update that because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure. Here, let me, there we go. So I'm going to try in editing to flip that eye around and see if it looks better so you guys can get an idea of what it actually looks like the right way. But I'm pretty sure those eyes are just turned around wrong because they look very derpy and it makes them look kind of strange. But either way, we're going to go ahead and breed this Scizor with our Ditto just because I don't really want to wait until day and then wait for a super rare Pokemon. But if you are looking to get yourself a Scyther, here is a really good place to go. The Safari Zone, you can go to the Savannah or the Jungle, and they should be fairly common, I believe, on the rarer side, but not insanely rare. They have a rarity of actually, let's see, 30. So yeah, it's pretty rare, but it's not the rarest. I believe the rarest Pokemon has around a 15 rarity, so I don't know. You can try to find one. You can always ask another player if they have one. But let's go ahead and put this guy into the daycare. All right, so before we go ahead and get the daycare going, I do have to say we are going to be going for one egg move, which means we need to figure that out before we start breeding because that's kind of the first thing we want to do. So the egg move that we're going to be getting is actually Baton Pass, and the only way that it can get it is passing down from another Pokemon in the same egg group. So we're going to have to look out for a Pokemon that knows Baton Pass, preferably a common Pokemon because I would like to already have it. I don't really want to go out hunting, and it needs to be in the bug egg group, which is the only egg group that Scizor's in. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we're in luck. If our Scolipede is actually male, I don't think it is though. Oh, it is male. Okay, perfect. So we will actually be able to pass down Baton Pass, Baton Pass. See, a lot of people say Baton Pass, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Baton Pass. But I don't know. I don't know. But Baton Pass makes more sense because it's like passing the baton. But Baton Pass sounds better. But that's probably just because I've heard a lot of people say it that way. So I don't know. How do you say it? Which way is right? Probably is supposed to be Baton Pass. And you're probably getting really annoyed when I call it Baton Pass. But I don't really care. You're just going to have to deal with it. But we have the move right here. So we should be able to put these two into the daycare and get that passed down fairly easily. So let's just go ahead and get that set up, get that rolling, just because it could take a pretty long time. So we'll just throw them both in there. We don't need to worry about IVs or any held items or anything like that just yet, because right now our only focus is getting a Scyther with that move. Okay, so we still don't have an egg. I've been waiting for about 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to go ahead and let them continue to breed, but what I want to actually do is, instead of just wasting time waiting here, I want to go ahead and get started on gathering a couple of the TMs. Now, this will probably only take a couple of minutes. There's only 2 TMs that we actually really need, and that is Roost and Swords Dance. Now, technically, Scizor can learn Swords Dance at level 57, just a little bit easier to use a TM. He's going to learn Bullet Punch when he evolves from Scyther to Scizor, as long as nothing goes wrong with that, although I've had some issues with it in the past, so not entirely sure on if it's going to work. And he's going to get his 4th move, Baton Pass, from breeding. So that is all 4 of them. We have Baton Pass, Bullet Punch, Roost, and Swords Dance. We have a Roost TM. And we actually, I think, already have a Swords Dance TM as well. So never mind. Okay. This really wasn't going to take that long, but at least we have the TM, so we don't have to worry about those later on. And we can just focus on waiting for this egg to appear. It's really taken a long time. I think I'm going to look into the timings with the daycare. I don't necessarily feel like the maximum length needs to be tweaked. I just think the percentage chance of an egg being given needs to be slightly increased so that on average you'll still get your eggs quicker, but there's still a chance that if you're really unlucky it'll take up to an hour. I think an hour is a good time. I think that it's just too often that it actually takes the full hour, if that makes sense. Okay, so like 2 minutes after I just recorded that last little clip there, we actually got our eggs. So let's take a look and see, did we get the move that we're looking for? First off, let's check the IVs. IVs 2. Honestly, not bad. Those are not bad, considering I didn't look at either of my Pokemon's IVs before putting them into the daycare. I guess my Scolipede, I should have known, has really good IVs, but the Scizor was just totally random. But that's not bad at all. So hatch number 2 here. Let's take a look at the moves. Does it have it? Yes, it does. Okay, and it actually has Swords Dance as well, which means we don't need to waste this TM. So we're only looking for 2 moves at this point, which is Bullet Punch, which it learns on evolution, and then Roost, which we have a TM right here for. But we're not actually going to use this Scyther because I feel like the IVs might be just a little bit too low, and we should probably breed it before we go ahead and start using it. So unfortunately, we do not want Serious Nature. Serious Nature is completely pointless. It's a neutral nature. It means it does not increase or decrease any stat points. Not really worth using. So what we're actually going to use is go ahead and go into the Poke Designer, and we are going to modify this guy's nature. I don't think we're going to touch anything else, just the nature. And we're going to change him, I believe, over to Impish. Now, it should be right here. So it boosts defense, lowers special attack. We're going to have a physical attack Scizor, which is pretty much what you always do. You're never really going to see a special attack Scizor. As far as I know, doesn't really make sense. And we're actually going to be leaning more towards the bulky side. There are a couple of different things you can do with Scizor. You can go more for the fully offensive as a pretty high attack stat, or you can go for the more defensive where it has super, super high defensive stats and still a reasonable attack. So we're going to be going with the defensive side of things just because a lot of my Pokemon are already heavy hitters. I feel like getting more tanky Pokemon is probably the way to go. So we're going to use Impish Nature. Let's go ahead and confirm that change there. And then let's go ahead into our PC and grab our Ditto. And we need to get a Destiny Knot for these two. Where did my Destiny Knot go? Huh, interesting. I don't actually have any idea. It's an amulet coin. He also has an amulet coin. It's not back here. I know there probably is one on my Lucarios in here, but I thought we had two, so a little bit confused, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to warp on over to the shop, and we'll just buy another one. And then we also need an Everstone, I believe, which might be in the Evo items section. There we go, 450, should be pretty cheap. So that will pass down the nature from our Scyther, as well as 5 total IVs thanks to the Destiny Knot. So we should be able to get a pretty high IV Scyther right off the bat here. Let's go ahead and open up the daycare, put these guys in. We'll take these two out, and we should be able to start getting our Pokemon that we're actually going to end up using. So I think this first egg, as long as we don't get super unlucky, will probably be the one that we go with. Oh, and before you guys freak out in the comments about what I just did, yes, I did catch that I accidentally put the Soul Dew on the wrong Pokemon in the Everstone. I switched them back, so it's all good. They're breeding, and they have the right items. So there are a few other items that we're actually going to be needing here. Number one, we are going to need the held item that evolves our Scyther into a Scizor, so we'll go ahead and get that really quick. And we also need to grab our Scizorite, just so we have that on hand once we do evolve it. And actually, other than that, I mean, I'll probably do the EV training in the Poke Designer this time around. I like to go back and forth. So the last one we did manually, this time around we'll probably use the Poke Designer, and then the next one we'll go back to doing it manually. And I actually think this is pretty much it. So now at this point, our main focus is just waiting on these eggs, which take an awfully long time. Sometimes when you are trying to record a video, especially. Now, if I was just playing on the server, wasn't worrying about recording, I don't think it would really bother me too much. I think it's mainly just a problem because in order to get these videos out, I have to wait through hours and hours of daycare breeding time, which is hard to do if you're uploading the videos the same day. If you're recording and uploading the same day, which I do, although I shouldn't do, but I do it anyways, just because I have terrible sleep schedule and terrible time management. Not even time management. I just have a really bad sleep schedule. Like I stay up all night and sleep all day. It's a problem. All right, so let me go ahead and warp on over to the shop. We'll grab that item we need. I believe the... Oh, what is it called? I forget the name. We just had one of these. I just bought one. Those are Evo Stones. It's the Metal Coat. Okay, there we go. So we got our Metal Coat. We got our Scizorite. We got our 2 TMs. We'll get our other move, our third move, our fourth move. We'll get the Bullet Punch move on evolution, and I think we're good to go. All right, there we go. We got ourselves the egg. I actually am 100% going to be using this one because it took another hour. 100% also going to be looking into improving that a little bit. Still going to keep the max time an hour, but I'm going to make it so that eggs pop up a lot sooner, a lot more frequently. So occasionally you'll get the hour egg, but most of the time it'll probably take between maybe 10 to 30 minutes at most, because I feel like that's a good range. With that being said, let's go ahead and check the IVs on this thing, and it's actually pretty terrible. I think our other one might have been better. I think this Scyther in here might have actually been better. Where was it? It's in here, right? Yeah, 76%. It's actually a better Scyther. We didn't need to do that at all. Okay, well, I guess we're releasing this egg, and we're going to be going with this Scyther anyways. It has the right nature, which is good. And it has the Swords Dance and Baton Pass moves that we need. So we're just looking at changing, I don't think really anything. We need to evolve it into a Scizor, which we'll do right away. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do, what is it? Trade Sim 3. And that should go ahead and evolve it. And then once we go ahead and get this done, we should be good to go ahead and get the rest of the moveset. Please learn Bullet Punch. Learn Feint. It didn't learn Bullet. I thought it learned Bullet Punch. Well, that's kind of odd because from what I could tell, it was supposed to learn Bullet Punch on evolution. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Actually, I'm going to look it up really quick. So Scizor. And let's see. How does he learn Bullet Punch? Maybe he learns it later on. Bullet Punch, level 1. Yeah. Pre-evolution moves, no. Transfer only moves, no. Yeah, he learns it. He learns it at level 1. Okay. I don't know. He is level 1 right now, and he just evolved, so he should have learned it. Oh, there. Oh, this is so weird. I don't know. Something's really, really buggy because we should not be seeing moves pop up when we click like this. But there we go. Whatever. That works. Okay, we got the moves that we need. And the last one that we actually need to teach it is just Roost. So that'll complete our entire moveset there. If we go ahead and take a look, we got Baton Pass, Swords Dance, Roost, and Bullet Punch. So yes, our only damage-dealing move is Bullet Punch, which means if there's a Pokemon that isn't really affected by Steel types, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, but we can just swap off. We can Baton Pass into another Pokemon, which is why we have Baton Pass. This is meant to be a defensive Scyther rather than a more offensive version, which you can definitely do with Scizor. It's a great Pokemon for both defensive and offensive. And the Bullet Punch is great because it actually gives you +1 priority. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the ability here. So Technician. The great thing about Technician is it powers up weaker moves. So a move like Bullet Punch that normally does 40 base power, I believe gets increased by, I think 30%. No, it's actually boosted by 50%. Which means Bullet Punch will actually have a base power of 60 rather than 40, which is really great, especially when in combination with that priority that it gets, which makes it just a complete beast of a Pokemon and a really amazing moveset. You got the heal just so you can sustain a little bit longer. You got Swords Dance to increase your physical attack, and then you got the Baton Pass in case you need to swap out of battle. Now, of course, there is still a couple of things we need to do in the Poke Designer, so let's go ahead and pull this up. Number 1, we're going to go into the level, and actually, never mind, we don't need to touch the level. Level's fine. We need to go into the EVs, and we need to actually EV train it in HP, and that'll give it a little bit more of sustainability, just because, like I said, we are going for a more defensive Scizor rather than the physical attacker that you can definitely do. I want to repeat that over and over because I've had physical attack, more offensive-based Scizors in the past, and they work really well. This is just a different setup because I wanted to try something new. And one of the moderators here on the server, Blazing Fox, I do want to mention, he helps me out with all of these videos. I sometimes forget to mention it, which I feel bad when I do that, but he helps me out with these, so if they're really bad, blame him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They're all really great, and it's really nice, and he is very helpful. So thank you to him. So the only thing we have left to do is add in the defensive, which will go up to 252 here. Let me go ahead and spam that all the way up. So we only went up to 248 in this stat point, HP, and we went up to 252 in defense, and then we're going to go ahead and throw the last 8 into attack. Now it's going to be 10, but 2 of those are kind of not really used because of the way that EVs work. Not going to get into that here, but let's go ahead and confirm that the nature's good, growth is fine, gender's fine. Pokeball will switch over to a Premier Ball. I do not like shiny Scizor. I don't know. It's green. It's really ugly. I don't like the green shinies in this game. And I think that's really all we need to do. So let's go ahead and confirm that, and boom, we have our completed Scizor, completely done, good to go, just missing our Scizorite, but there we go. Let's go ahead and Mega Evolve this thing and take a look at it in all of its glory. There we go. Okay, it's going to take a second here, but we're pretty much good to go. We have everything we need. We have its ability, we have its moves, we have its nature, we have its EVs and its IVs. And actually, do we have its IVs? Now, I think I totally forgot to change its IVs. Let's go ahead and just boost everything up to 31. So we're going to boost attack. We're not going to boost special attack. Doesn't matter. But we'll boost everything up, which actually really wasn't that much. It was just special defense and physical attack. So not too bad there. I don't have enough gems. You know what? That's fine. I'll leave it for now. I'll probably boost it off video, but that is okay. It's completely done. Let me re-mega evolve now so we can take another look at this thing and complete our journey. Is this our first mega? I think we've done one other mega, right? We've done mega. No, this might be our first mega. Oh, Mawile. We did mega Mawile, right? Okay. So this is our second mega Pokemon. And it's actually a really, really cool mega. Definitely up there in my top 3 favorite megas of all time. But with that being said, guys, I am actually going to go ahead and end this video here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go and leave a like on it. We just hit over 30,000 subscribers here on the channel, so I want to say thank you to everyone that has taken the time to subscribe. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and join the community. Subscribe to the channel. Join my Discord, first link in the description. We actually have over 11,000 members in that Discord. And if you need any help getting on the server or anything else related to Pixelmon, you can definitely find somebody to help you out over there. But with that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.